Now, the question you guys out there are probably all wondering is, CKid, will this monitor be for you? To answer that, so it took PlayStation how many years to come out with a gaming monitor, and we finally get one, and it's not OLED, it's not 4K, and it's coming out in 2026. PlayStation, what we doing, bro? So yesterday, y'all, PlayStation announced that they are finally stepping into the gaming monitor space. Well, I guess somewhat finally, because there's the Sony InZone brand, which also has their own gaming monitor, which is still a part of the same company, but they not. I don't know, it's confusing to me too, but they're coming out and releasing a 27-inch monitor, man, that is gonna rival its competitors. Now, I got some honest thoughts that we gotta talk about when it comes to this move here that you already know. We're gonna keep it funky here, and we're gonna keep it all the way 100, so let's get to it. First things first, man, you already know we gotta talk about it, and that is the size of it, all right? Now, this gaming monitor, which doesn't have a name yet, but I'm assuming they probably gonna stay on theme and stay on track with what they already call their new desktop speakers that's gonna be coming out, called the Pulse Elevate, as well as they also got the gaming earbuds, as well as the gaming headphones that are called the Pulse Elites, as well as the Pulse Explorers, which I've already reviewed here on this channel. So I'm assuming this monitor here is probably gonna be called Pulse Vision or Pulse Display or something like that. It's gonna have the word Pulse in it somewhere, all right? This will be a 27-inch display, which to me, I'm gonna be honest, is pretty standard in the industry, so I don't really see pretty much any issues there, other than I would have liked to see them possibly offer another option, possibly like a 32-inch model, but again, that is strictly a personal preference of mine since I typically like gaming on larger monitors. But I get it, a 27-inch monitor is the sweet spot for gaming, as well as you can pack more PPI in it or pixels per square inch into the display, making it more of a sharper display. So for me, when it comes to size, no complaints at all right? Now this next thing, man, we have to talk about is where I might have a bone to pick with PlayStation about this here when it comes to this monitor, and that is the overall build, but most importantly, that charging hook. But before we actually get into that, man, let me go ahead and show you guys a dope product that could actually sit on top of this new monitor or any other gaming monitor that you guys own to be able to upgrade your setup. This right here is the Osbot Meet 2, which is the smallest 4K webcam on the planet, and honestly, it's packed with more tech than most studio setups. Let me show you. Now, when it comes to the size, you guys can see right here, man, it is literally the size of a wireless earbud case. Crazy compact, and it has a magnetic mount that keeps it snug on your laptop with no bulk. It comes in 3 different colors. You can get it in cloud white, space gray that you guys are seeing right here, as well as aurora green. Now, when it comes to the streaming experience, don't let the size fool you, all right? This thing is a 4K quality powerhouse. So you get 4K quality at 30 FPS or 1080p at 60 FPS, being powered by a 1/2-inch CMOS sensor and an f-stop of 1.8 aperture that is a beast in low light situations and ideal for video conferences, live streaming, and more. Then they've added in HDR support with phase detection, autofocus, and dual mics with noise reduction, so that way your streams and your calls stay sharp, bright, and clean every single time. Now, you guys know it couldn't be tech in 2025 going into 2026 without some exclusive AI imaging tech. So it has AI auto framing that keeps you perfectly centered whether you guys are solo or you're in a group setting. You can even switch modes with your hands using gestures. You can just raise your hand to a high five near your face and it will activate auto framing. Or you guys can just make an L shape to zoom in or out up to 2x zoom. Plus, if someone enters or leaves the frame, it will automatically adjust. Setup is super easy. It really is just plug and play with a magnetic mount and tripod thread. So setup really only takes seconds to be able to get up and running. And with the Osbot Center, you guys can control everything from focusing, from framing, a beauty mode, and even run multicam setups or link it with the Stream Deck for pro level control. So if you guys are interested, I will have a direct link for you guys down in the description section below to check out. Thanks to Osbot for sponsoring this portion of the video. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to talking about the build of this monitor and everything that we're getting. So according to the photos that they put out, it will come in an all white backing, which was expected, man, since it also aligns with the PS5 console like you guys are seeing right here. Now, with most people out there, man, since the PS5s have been out, have pretty much already replaced their standard white plates with custom plates that are out there. Most likely the black plates or plates that PlayStation has just consistently released over time. So I think it would actually be dope if they released a back plate that would also allow you to interchange and match the covers of your console, even when they release limited ones like the Ghost of Yote one that I have right here on this desk. I just think that would be fire. But to me, y'all, the look of the white is also dope too. Now, when it comes to the ports, man, it looks like it will include 2 HDMI imports, which will be, of course, a 2.1 port that supports 2560 by 1440p at 120 hertz. And surprisingly, we are also getting a display port in version 1.4 that supports up to 2560 by 1440p at 240 hertz. Now, some people out there might say, well, why didn't PlayStation give us the 2.1 version of the display port? Well, for this monitor right here, if I'm being honest, it really wouldn't make sense because it's not OLED and there's no real need for a support of up to 16K resolution at 60 hertz or even up to 8K at 120 hertz, which is what DP 2.1 version gives you, especially since this monitor's resolution is nowhere near that. So I think version 1.4 for the most part is more than enough for what this product is giving you, especially since, again, it's only 1440p resolution. Now, my question with this move was, especially since PlayStation is primarily known for the PS5 console or just the console in general, is that with them adding a display port on here, could this be a sign that the PS6 is actually going to be getting a display port on it to be able to push those higher frame rates? I'm not saying that it can, I'm not saying that it won't, but I'm just saying. Either way, man, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see, but I do feel like Sony could be telling us something here. And then we're also getting 2 USB Type A ports as well as 1 USB Type C port that can be used with the PlayStation Link adapters or just other devices. So if you guys have one of these PlayStation Link dongles, then you guys can go ahead and connect it up to it. It also has built-in stereo speakers and a 3.5 millimeter audio output, which I can appreciate that, especially because I know that there are a lot of people out there that, you know, they might have spent their money on a monitor as well as a PlayStation and a DualSense controller or whatever, and they may not have the funds to run out and just go spend money right away on a set of speakers, right? So this is where I kind of feel like this move with having the audio built right into the monitor is a major W. But where I actually have the issue, well, I guess kinda, and this could all be possibly me just reading this wrong, so y'all let me know down in the comment section below if I'm tripping or not, all right? So on the PlayStation Blog's website, right, you can see right here, it says it has built-in charging hook for a DualSense or DualSense Edge wireless controller sold separately. So I'm confused about this because I feel like there should be a comma somewhere. So is the charging hook sold separately or is the DualSense controller the one that is sold separately? Because to me, it's kind of hard to tell with what they're saying. And with PlayStation being the new Apple, it legit would not surprise me if they did sell this, you know, charging hook separately. Now, if this part is sold separately, I think this would 100% just not be a smart move at all. And I would 100% disagree with it. As I feel it would be dope if it was already attached to the back of it and you just kind of swing it down like they've been showing in some of the illustrations and just be able to put your DualSense controller on it to be able to keep it charged, as well as it also asks for storage and it's just gonna look dope on your desk setup. Now, with all of that said, I do have, in my honest opinion, 2 things that I want to point out with this. First thing being, I do feel when it comes to the ports, I would have actually liked to see them add more USB-C ports, at least to be able to match, you know, what we're getting on the front here, at least on the PS5 Slim as well as the PS5 Pro models. Having just one, in my opinion, is just not enough. And the second thing is not having the PlayStation Link technology built right into the monitor like we have on the PlayStation Portal, which, by the way, just got a dope update. Check out that video right here. To me, I'm not understanding the move because you clearly can do it because you've already done it on the Portal. Plus, I wouldn't have to tie up a USB-C port in order for me to be able to plug in the adapter. I'll be honest with y'all, man, I'm not sure if PlayStation really believes in the PlayStation Link technology as much as they claiming they do. Y'all know how I already feel about it. It's definitely not my favorite or my go-to. It drops connection sometimes and the signal range on it is just not the best. So PlayStation, if you could fix that before releasing this monitor, it would be great, all right? Especially since it's not coming out until 2026. I'm actually shocked y'all not dropping that bad boy this year because I think this might be the first year in a long time y'all not dropping something around Christmas time. Now, where this gaming monitor will be released is going to be in the US as well as Japan, which is 2 of their biggest markets, so that is no surprise. Now, there's also no mention of it actually being released anywhere else as far as other countries later, so I'm not sure if it's only going to be released in these 2 places or not. So I'm gonna need PlayStation to kind of clarify that a little bit more because there was no information on it on their blog site. Now, it also will be VESA mount compatible, which is something that I do like because I honestly never use use the legs of my monitors anyway, because I always just prefer to have that space added back to my desk, because I do feel like monitor legs just take up way too much space. So W move by PlayStation on that one. Now this will be a Quad HD IPS panel versus a VA panel. I'll let you guys decide down in the comment section below. Y'all can fight it out on which one is better, VA panel or IPS panel. But to help y'all out, when it comes to the IPS panels, it's actually gonna be best for being more color accurate, as well as having wider viewing angles, and it's gonna be better for gaming with faster response time. So it offers a lot, but with VA panels, it's also gonna be a better choice for gaming as well as watching movies if you guys are in darker room environments because of its high contrast ratio. So I think it really just comes down to what style of games that you typically like to play. If you guys are into more single player style games, then I do feel like a good VA panel might be a good option for you. But if you are into more of the fast-paced movement style games, then 100% IPS panels, I personally feel, is going to be the one, like this monitor here, is going to be a good option for you guys to check out. Now, it also has HDR support with auto HDR tone mapping that's going to automatically adjust HDR settings during setup on your PS5 as well as your PS5 Pro consoles, which to me is dope, because that's going to actually give you that rich as well as vivid picture quality that, you know, snobs like myself love, all right? And last, man, it also supports VRR and refresh rates up to 120 hertz for my PS5 as well as PS5 Pro family that is out there. And then if you guys are PC gang, then it can also support up to 240 hertz on a compatible PC, even Mac devices. But that would also all depends on your PC specs. Now, the question you guys out there are probably all wondering is, CKid, will this monitor be for you? To answer that, no. That's because I am a quality snob when it comes to monitors as well as TVs. And speaking of TVs, man, I got a video that is coming up later this month that's gonna blow your freaking mind, all right? It's literally the world's largest TV on the planet. I don't even know how I'm gonna get this bad boy in my crib, but future video coming soon on that, all right? So definitely make sure y'all sub up and stay tuned for that video, all right? It's gonna be crazy. But when I game, y'all, I have to have 4K quality, OLED, and at least 32-inch display, just because I like gaming on larger displays. Now, do I actually feel it's actually gonna be a bad monitor? No, I don't think it's gonna be a bad monitor at all. I think it's actually gonna be pretty solid, especially for my casual gamers that are out there that's basically looking for a decent monitor to be able to get it in on that's not that crazy spec'd out, right? Especially if you're a PlayStation gamer. I think this is actually gonna be a solid entry-level option for a lot of people that are out there, and I'm personally looking forward to getting my hands on this bad boy and checking this out next year. Now, one thing we also got to talk about before I get up out of here, we got to talk about the pricing of this bad boy. Now, in my opinion, based on all of the specs, the stuff that we've just talked about in this video, if this monitor is any higher than $500, if it's any higher than $500, I'm going to have to say no. I think if, you know, Sony tries to put that PlayStation tax on there and try to bump it to $650, $700, that's a tough sell for me. But again, I get it. If you guys want to have a full PlayStation spec'd out theme setup, then again, I would 100% understand it. But just looking at the spec sheet and kind of everything that they're offering, $500 would be the max that I would pay for. But I could see them adding a little bit extra because of that feature with the swing down docking station that they're putting on here for your DualSense controller. But again, $500, that's my max. But that's about it, man. I just wanted to kind of keep you guys updated on all the latest and greatest of what's happening in this PlayStation streets. And like always, man, I'll see y'all in the next one. Happy gaming, squad. We out.